It was just another regular evening. Nothing too exciting, nothing too unusual. The kind of evening where everything felt the same as the day before. You come home from work, take off your shoes, loosen your belt a bit, and sit down on the couch. Maybe you scroll through your phone, maybe you stare at the wall. Maybe you wonder why the ceiling fan makes that ticking noise that it's been making for the past 3 months, but you still haven't fixed it. That's how I felt. Drained. Not just tired in my body, but tired in my mind. You know that kind of tired, right? When it's not just your feet that ache, but your thoughts feel heavy too. The kind where you don't even want to talk much. Sit, exist, breathe. Hope tomorrow feels better. The world outside didn't help either. Bills piling up like dirty laundry. Groceries somehow costing more every week. The mortgage payment looming like a dark cloud. Life was doing what life does best. It was punching me in the gut again and again, and just when I'd start to get up, it threw another punch. But then, something unexpected happened. My wife is a special kind of woman. Not the kind who writes love poems or makes dramatic romantic gestures, but the kind who shows love in the small things. The way she reminds me to take my vitamins. The way she makes me laugh with terrible impressions. The way she knows when I need silence and when I need her voice. That night she noticed. She always does. "Come here," she said, patting her lap while sitting on the couch. I looked at her, half confused, half tired. "Huh. Lay down," she repeated. "Put your head here." So I did. Without thinking much, I laid my head gently in her lap. Felt peaceful, familiar, like coming home. She ran her fingers through my hair slowly, and for the first time that whole day, my shoulders dropped. My chest loosened, could breathe, and then, without warning, she did it. She dropped her boobs. Yes, you heard me right onto my face. Like 2 soft pillows of surprise, they landed right over my eyes. Now before you laugh, or maybe you already are, let me explain. This wasn't some seductive move. It wasn't part of a plan. It was playful, silly, unexpected, and full of love. "Gotcha," she giggled. I opened one eye through the boob barrier. "What was that for?" "I wanted to hit you in the eye," she said, trying to hold back a laugh. "Did it work?" We both burst out laughing. I mean really laughing. The kind where your stomach hurts a little. The kind you didn't know you needed until it shows up. That moment, as ridiculous as it sounds, did something to me. It was like she had dropped not just her boobs on my face, but also dropped all my stress on the floor. Forgotten. At least for a while. All the heaviness from earlier. The bills, the future, the rising cost of eggs. None of it mattered in that moment. My wife, my best friend, my silly partner, had found the most ridiculous way to remind me. Life doesn't always have to be so serious. After we finished laughing, She looked down at me with this cheeky little grin. The kind that says, "You married this chaos, buddy." I shook my head, still smiling, and said, "You're not normal." She replied, "Neither are you. That's why we work." And she was right. See, some people measure love in fancy dinners, anniversary gifts, or poetic Instagram posts. But us, we measure love in laughter, in inside jokes, in boob attacks at 9:42 p.m. on a Thursday. That's our language. That's how we hold each other up. There have been times in our marriage where words failed. Times when stress made us quiet, or life felt too heavy to carry together. But in between all that, there were these silly little moments, these ridiculous light-hearted sparks that reminded us why we chose each other. She once told me, "If we stop being silly, we'll start being strangers." That hit me, because it's true. I remember this one day, long before we were married. We were sitting in a diner, eating pancakes at midnight. She had this look on her face like she was about to do something questionable. Next thing I knew, she picked up a syrup bottle, poured a tiny bit on the table, and wrote the word "hi" in it. Then she stared at me with wide, innocent eyes and said, "He speaks syrup." I blinked at her, completely lost. "What?" "He's a table spirit," she whispered dramatically. "He only speaks pancake syrup." And I lost it. I laughed so hard I nearly dropped my fork. The waitress looked over and just smiled like she'd seen this happen before. That was the moment I knew. I was in love with a complete weirdo. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Back to the present. There I was, lying in her lap, half blinded by boobs, completely disarmed by love. I couldn't help but think, this is what people mean when they say, a soft place to land. Not just literally soft, though yes, very soft, but emotionally too. The world outside our house was cold, demanding, rest. But here, in this quiet little living room, with the TV playing something neither of us was watching, I found peace. And that's something I've learned over the years. Real peace doesn't always come from meditation apps or weekend retreats. Sometimes it comes from someone who knows you so well. They don't need to fix your problems. They just need to distract you from them long enough for you to remember you're not alone. We've been through enough to know that life will always throw stuff at us. Some days it's small, like a flat tire or a burnt dinner. Other days it's big. Job stress, health scares, family drama. It's easy to let that stuff take over, to turn us into people we don't recognize. But every time we manage to laugh, every time we choose silliness over bitterness, it's like a little rebellion, a protest against the heaviness of the world. A reminder that we get to decide how we face life. And in that moment, she made the decision for both of us. He chose joy. He chose weird. She chose love in the form of boob-whapping her husband in the eye. Honestly, I respect it. If this story resonated with you, remember that change begins with small steps. Share this with someone who needs hope, And never forget your inner strength. Sparkling Heart. Sparkling Heart, if you enjoyed this story and found it inspiring, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Glowing Star, your support means the world to us and helps us create more content to inspire and uplift you. Bell, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Thank you for being part of our community. Smiling Face with Smiling Eyes.